Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode on the Angry Birds Fans Hangout podcast. And I'm your host, Hydro. And today, bring you another episode about something I really didn't want to talk about, but I feel I have to because it deals with someone from the Dallas Cowboys. And some of you may have heard about it, some of you may have not heard about it, but I'm just going to discuss this on the episode today as if you didn't hear about it. And I want to give y'all my opinion on what was said, and also I want to hear your opinion on what was said. So let's get into it. So Micah Parsons was on Von Miller's podcast. It's called the Von Podcast, and it's done through the Bleacher Report. And he said some things about Jalen Hurts being an MVP, or not being an MVP, but actually not being the MVP because he plays in a system or on a team that makes him better, or something to that effect. But listen here, I'm gonna play the clip of what was said on the Voncast and what Micah Parsons said.
49ers is surrounded with talent. Debo, Ayuk,
Crazy.
McCaffrey,
Kittle.
Kittle. So now you see
Trent
my point.
Williams.
Are we going to say is Brock's an MVP or is it the team?
In that case, that's a team. And Lamar Jackson, when he was going crazy this year, winning games by himself, yeah, Lamar Jackson.
That's what I'm saying. So if we look at the Eagles, is it Hurts or the team?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. I think
It's system and team.
I think it's a little bit of both, man, because they got a great offensive line, which helps Hurts. Hurts has A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. They got a good running game.
I mean, Miles Sanders.
They scheme that they have.
O-line.
Yeah.
I mean, bro,
And this Eagles Cowboy coming up, ain't it?
yeah, it's coming up. I'm not trying to make no enemies. I just love the game so much and I understand it so much that I can't. I when things are off, I just can't hold it in. I almost gotta say something.
Yeah, you're right. They got a great team, great defense.
But everyone has their own opinions.
But they got Jalen Hurts is
he's good. He's good.
They got him for the MVP race with Patrick Mahomes. His stats and what he's been doing with the numbers that he be putting up is MVP worthy, just like what Patrick Mahomes doing.
All right, so you heard it. You heard it straight from the GOAT's mouth. And I'm not talking about the greatest player of all time. But it's just, it kind of really irks me because running quarterbacks always get this criticism, right? When a quarterback is known for running the ball first, then they're kind of dismissed as, okay, he's not a real quarterback. He's just a running back who plays quarterback. And that has been Jalen Hurts' biggest criticism since he's been in the NFL. But to say, because every quarterback plays in the system, no matter who. Tom Brady, you go Joe Montana, you go Dan Marino, Steve Young, all these guys, they played in a system. You know why? Because good coaches put their quarterbacks in a system that works for them. Or even they create the whole offense around that quarterback. I don't know any quarterback, unless they're a backup quarterback, that just, okay, we're just going to put you into our system and just let you go at it and see if you're a successful player. That doesn't happen. When these guys, they go out and scout and they go draft quarterbacks, they look for quarterbacks that could play in their system. And then if they can't, they look at a quarterback and say, man, we could do this type of offense around this guy. We could be very successful if we play this type of scheme and offense with this quarterback. And that's what Jalen Hurts is. Jalen Hurts is not Tom Brady. You're not going to put Jalen Hurts in an offense that is built around Tom Brady. Jalen Hurts wouldn't be successful in that offense. And you could put Tom Brady in this offense, and he's not going to be successful because this offense is not built around Tom Brady. Yes, you have weapons, but guess what? You have to scheme those weapons. You have to scheme an offense. You have to scheme a system that is going to play into the hands of the quarterback and have the quarterback deliver that ball to his weapons that he has on his team. If a quarterback can't deliver the ball to his weapons, or you can't scheme the weapons open with that quarterback, it doesn't matter who you have on your team. It's not going to work. So really, like, you have to credit Hurts for the way he's playing in this offense, because this offense is not an easy offense to run because it requires a lot of reads. And as of lately, he hasn't really been playing an RPO type offense. So he's really just been dropping back, playing a conventional type of quarterback. You know, he's been a conventional quarterback pretty much. He's just been dropping back in the pocket and throwing the ball. Now, Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni might scheme up some runs, like, you know, some quarterback runs for Jalen Hurts, especially if they see the defense is giving them the opportunity to run that type of play. They're going to do it, especially with Hurts. He has the vision and the skills to run the ball. I mean, why not use that to your advantage? And I mean, it's just I just don't get it. I mean, it's these quarterbacks get criticized. I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes. Like, Patrick Mahomes, nobody says he has the best tight end in the NFL. I mean, Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the NFL. I mean, people can argue if it's between him or George Kittle or maybe now Dallas Goedert. But they're top three. Like, Dallas Goedert is probably not the number one tight end in the NFL. I mean, it's Travis Kelce. And then he has Juju McSchuster. Like, who else? I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I mean, yes, you could put another quarterback in that offense and they're not going to do well. I mean, it's the quarterback play. It's just, I don't get it. But I want to play another clip of someone that probably said it better than me. Oh, hold on. Before I go into that, Von Miller was on the Pat McAfee podcast yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And he mentioned that when Micah Parsons asked him, hey, is it Hurts or is it the team or is it the system? He said that was not in the program. Like, that was not part of the program. Micah Parsons brung that up out of nowhere, you know, because Von Miller, you know, he said he was trying to put it back on the right track because he really didn't want to answer questions because he doesn't want to talk bad about any players. And that's the other thing. Like, if that was Jalen Hurts sitting there talking to Von Miller and Von Miller asked him, hey, do you think Micah Parsons is the MVP or the Defensive Player of the Year? I'm telling you, I'll guarantee 100% Jalen Hurts would say Micah Parsons is a great player, and yes, I believe he should be mentioned as an MVP or as a Defensive Player of the Year. Like, Jalen Hurts would not have took shots at Micah Parsons, even though he plays for the Cowboys. That's just respect. You know, there's like a code of ethics. Like, you don't badmouth another player. And I mean, I see that happening more now, especially with these podcasts and social media. Like, a lot of these players are currently bashing other players. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know they're supposed to talk shit about each other and stuff like that, but I mean, sometimes you have to be humble and give credit where credit is due, even though if you don't believe that he should be the MVP, just say, hey, Hurts been playing at a great level, like he should be in the MVP conversation. But if I had to pick an MVP, I would pick Patrick Mahomes. That's it. Like that would not be a slight at Hurts. That would just say that you think Patrick Mahomes is playing at a more of an MVP level than Jalen Hurts is. But I mean, I don't see why him saying this. You know, where is this going to get him by saying that? It just doesn't make sense because, I mean, his own quarterback, Dak Prescott, is playing in a system really a plug and play because they had Cooper Rush in there, and Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott are doing exactly this. They put up the same numbers. Like I don't get it. So, but I'm gonna play another clip of somebody that probably expressed their opinion probably better than me, but I kind of agree with what this person said. And this would be Joy Taylor from FS1, and she's on Speak, and she gave her opinion about Micah Parsons' comments on Jalen Hurts. And here she is.
His opinion that he is unsure if the Eagles are good because of Jalen Hurts or because of the team. Are we contextualizing that properly? Am I misquoting Micah in any way?
Not that I'm aware, no.
Okay. Here's the problem I have with this. When a guy has nobody, you have to be Justin Herbert, right? Mm-hmm. For us to say that you are good. Mm-hmm. And you still don't win, you still don't make the playoffs. So how good are you? Mm-hmm. That's the conversation. When you win with a good team around you, all of a sudden it's everyone else and it's not you. Mm-hmm. Right. I suspected this was going to happen with Jalen Hurts, and this does tend to happen with dual threat quarterbacks, which is disappointing because I think without his 10 rushing touchdowns, they would not be where they are.
It's a lot.
He is at the top of the MVP. To be clear, that's the best player in the league. Mm-hmm. He's at the top of the MVP race right now. Barring some collapse by the Eagles, which I don't think any of us anticipate, he will probably win the MVP or at the very least come in second for MVP. Mm-hmm. At the most important position in the NFL.
Yeah.
Come on now.
So I'm confused because you would have to say that for this to be true, that it's the team and not Jalen, that if Jalen was not playing quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles and his replacement was in, they would be just as good. Do you believe that?
Not at all.
Do you believe that?
Not a chance.
Do you believe that?
Not a chance.
Of course not.
Okay, so then it's foul because it's not true. In order for this statement to be factually correct, Jalen Hurts is replaceable right now with this roster, and they would be where they are, which is not true.
And you heard it from her. She spoke facts. Nothing but facts. She probably had the best opinion on this from what I've seen since this story broke. And I agree with her 100%. Like, if you replace Jalen Hurts, would the Eagles still be 12-1, and would they be as good as they are? I don't think so. I mean, if you put Gardner Minshew, say Jalen Hurts got hurt, and you put Gardner Minshew in here on this team, would they still be the same team? I mean, I don't think so. I think, will they win games? Yes, because, I mean, we still have skilled players that could probably step up in those situations, but it would be more of a struggle. I mean, that's in my opinion, than not having Jalen Hurts out there. So I don't see nothing wrong in what, I'm not saying what Micah Parsons said is wrong. I'm just saying, like, he should have not said it, or he should just said it in a different way, because he just put himself in a situation that now everybody's going to be questioning him why. You know, because especially when you play on the Cowboys and you're talking about your rival, like the biggest rivalry in the NFL is the Eagles and Cowboys. I mean, everybody knows that. And then when you say something about your rival, especially when y'all about to play here in a couple of, in another week, like, don't put bulletin material out there. Like, now you got answer for all this, and he's trying to backtrack now, saying that he wasn't discrediting Hurts and saying that, but I mean, he did. Like, you did. I mean, you have your opinion, and I respect that. I mean, I'm not offended by anything he said. I just think you have to be mindful of what you say now these days because it's going to be used against you. But if you said what you said, then stand up for it. Yes, I said he's not the MVP, and you can put anybody in there. Blah 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 blah. Just stand up to what Stand up to what you said. Man up. You said it, own it, and that's it. Like if I said that about Jalen Hurts and you come ask me, oh, did you really mean what you said? Yes, I really meant what I said. I mean, and he's talking about, even in the clip when you heard it, he's trying to say he's not trying to make enemies, but you already knew what you were going to say. You don't say that. That's kind of like when somebody say, I don't want you to take offense to what I'm about to say, but you're already letting me know that you're about to say something offensive. Like, why say that at the beginning? Just say it, because you're already going to offend me in saying that. So, but I really didn't want to talk about this, but since this has been, a story as it broke when he said it, I figured I had to comment on it. And I also want to hear your comments on this. Like, let me know what you think. Do you think is what Micah Parsons said about Jalen Hurts true, or is it not true? Like, I mean, do you think that Jalen Hurts is part of a system, or do you think Jalen Hurts is the system that the Eagles offense is running on? Like, if it, that system that the Eagles offense runs is predicated because of who Jalen Hurts is. I mean, just let me know in your comments what you think, especially, with Dallas week coming. I mean, I know some of y'all going to have some great things to say, and I appreciate everyone's support, everyone that listens to this podcast, and I want more fans to, join in on the podcast. I want y'all to be heard. I want Eagles fans from around the world to be heard. I want to hear your opinions on the team. I want you to interact with me. I like talking, but I don't like talking by myself, all right? I mean, I'm not that kind of guy that likes to hear myself talk. But just join me on the podcast. Like I said, you can send me a message at UMCIE on Twitter. You can also send me a message or comment, or send me comments on there. Then let me know if you want me to mention a comment on the show, or do you want me to answer a question or something, or see what my opinions are about something happening with the team or a game. And you could also hit me up on Facebook at Angry Bird Fans Hangout podcast, and also on Instagram. Just comment on the page or send me a message on there. If you want to join the show, let me know, and I will send out links where you can come in and you can join the show. You can call in, do audio if you want to come in and appear on a video of the podcast, and that's fine with me. But if you don't like showing your purty face, then we could just do audio. Or you can also send me messages on there, and I will answer or give you a shout out along with your comment about the team on the podcast. Like I said, this podcast is for Eagles fans. It's for you. And I just want to talk about our Eagles and have fun and hang out with each other. So until next time, go Birds.